wants him in the games until he dies playing. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Master Control.
End of line.
Hello everybody. Thought I'd do another video here. Kind of focusing more lately on some of my handheld units. You can see here, 3 I've gotten from when I was a kid, around the 1980 time frame. Cosmic Combat from Tomitronic, Epoch's Invader from Space, and Bandai's Galaxian. But those are the old ones. Retro seems to be the thing of the past maybe 5 or 10 years. And a lot of companies are starting to finally catch on to that and make things new, but retro. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about 2 new ones I had picked up. I got these at Walmart, got them for a good price, or I got both for $13. I had a little gift card. I've heard some places having it possibly around $5, but I haven't seen it for that. But let's talk a little about these 2 right here. We have the Arcade Classics number 1, Pac-Man, and Arcade Classics number 2, Space Invaders. 2 of my favorite games as a kid. So let's take a look at these and see what we got. First thing we'll talk about is the box itself. The machines, they look kind of neat. They're not very thick. The boxes are nice. Obviously it says Pac-Man. I guess they're going to be making more of these since this is number 1 and Space Invaders is number 2. They have some nice side art on them. The cardboard is kind of nice. You know, and they tell you a little bit about it on the back. You have 2 play modes, Eat the Dots and Chase mode, an arcade-style joystick, authentic sounds, which it does sound like it. Now, the monochrome LCD background is probably the weak point. In today's modern age, I guess, color screens are so cheap that these screens they're using right now, it's maybe more of a throwback, I guess, to the old ones we had as when I was a kid. But today, they could have done a lot better with it. But you can see right here, it's just an LCD with predetermined graphics on it. But again, it's not what it's probably supposed to be about. It's supposed to, nothing new, not to be like the actual arcade Pac-Man, but kind of a throwback to people my age, remembering when they were playing things like this, and we wish we had the arcade machine. But there's an on-off switch here. It looks like a mute, a mode button, your directional joystick, and you have a start button here. If you press right now, it'll just start a little demo. So let's just hit it and see what it does. So it's just a little demo. You heard the sounds. The sounds sounded pretty good. Let's get this out of the box and let's take a look at the actual machine itself. If anything, if people didn't really like this for the price, maybe they dropped down to maybe $5 or $10, I think this would also be a really good Raspberry Pi device. But I probably wouldn't do it to this one. I'll keep these stock. But if I ever get any cheap, I think this would really make a nice Raspberry Pi arcade. But let's take this out of the box and take a look at the actual game. Okay, so basically when you get your box open, which we have a nice empty box here. Open up at the top. Put that over there for a moment. At least they don't strap this thing in that you can't get it out. It's really just, it comes apart, which is kind of nice because I like to keep things if I can in the box. So put that there for a second. We get a little instruction manual, 1 piece of paper, nothing crazy. I mean, these type of games are pretty simple, so you don't have to do too much reading up on it. But they do give you some information on it. Some things are pretty self-explanatory on here. And even the graphics here, they're very limited. The Coleco, the very popular old Coleco arcade portables had probably a little bit more graphics in here, not much more. But very simple. Runs on 2 AA batteries, which do come included. The infamous screw, I hate these things. But I guess you have to do it now for child safety. So, gotta do what you gotta do. So here is the actual machine now. It's got a nice little weight to it. Doesn't feel like it doesn't weigh anything. It's good solid plastic. Has really nice side art on it. Nice decals. And it looks like here, this is what puts it in the test mode. So we're gonna take this out. Battery's already in there, so I don't have to worry about that. So again, this should probably be fine the way it is. But if you get these cheap, you can probably stick a Raspberry Pi, Pi Zero in here and put a nice color screen in there. It'll probably look really cool. The joystick feels okay. It's a little stubby, so there's not a lot of throw on it. But it feels good enough where I think it'll work holding it like this. And let's turn it on. And we can see some Pac-Mans up top. So let's go start the game. Okay, well, the one thing you find different is Pac-Man does not move unless you move the joystick. Oh, and he's already dead. So in the arcade, he would automatically go in a direction anyway. But here, as long as you're holding a joystick, it'll move. I'm going to wait here and grab some ghosts. There we go. Oh, I can't get any ghosts. I got one. Oh. So there's no way to tell that the ghosts are chaseable other than the music. But again, that's okay. So let's see, you don't have to do anything to start the game. The game's over already. My God, I died that quick. Let's try one more time, and then let's try the other mode, which I guess is chase me. And I assume they're chasing me. And that's true. It didn't last very long. Now in this, I stand corrected. In this one, the Pac-Man will go and continue to go in a direction if he can. I'm going to try the other one. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But the Pac-Man will continue to go in any direction that you start him in. So let's go back to the original mode. Let me try that again. So here's the original Pac-Man. I'll try and see if you can get the screen a little bit closer to you guys here so you can kind of see it better. Yeah, he does. Okay, so I was wrong. So when you move him in a direction, Pac-Man will continue to go there until you move a joystick in another direction. Actually, it's not too bad. Again, the graphics are hard to see, especially when I'm trying to do it through the camera viewfinder. My playing is usually a little bit better. But it's really not a bad game. For a couple bucks, that's not too bad. It's fun. The music sounds great. So let's take a look now at the Space Invaders game, which I also had gotten. So the box is going to be pretty much the same. This is the Space Invader box. Again, nice artwork on the box. It's got a nice cardboard stock to it. When I open this up here, I usually put in a scissor here to lift this up so I don't damage these flaps. They would tear easy. But again, very nice artwork on here. The screen looks probably a lot better here than it's going to look on the actual gameplay. But again, even if you get a couple of these cheap, probably make a great Raspberry Pi portable arcade. But again, the boxes are very nice. I can't fault them for that. They did a nice job with the boxes. Again, instructions, simply one page here. Nothing too crazy. And seems very simple. There is a fire button and a pause start button. So there's only Space Invaders, no special modes in this particular game. And again, batteries are included with that infamous screw needed for child safety these days. You can see it's still housed quite nicely in its container, but it's very easy to simply flip open and it slides it right out. That's kind of nice. I like that. Boom. So let's go take a look. Again, it's not as big as it looks like in the box. It's a little bit shorter. But again, some very nice detailing on the artwork. Very reminiscent of the arcade machine, just like the Pac-Man before it. It looks like a nice arcade. Very nice decals. I've seen some of these cheap things where they just slap a decal on and it's crooked and it's just on really bad or the sticker doesn't stick. These stickers seem pretty nice. They're pretty well put on. Not too bad. Again, the battery with the test mode. So I'm going to pull this out. So now it's in the game playing mode. And let's take a look what we have here. Again, an on-off button, a speaker, mute button. So the school teacher doesn't know you're playing games in class. That was what we always had to worry about back in the day. And we have our start pause button here and a fire cannon button here. So let's turn the machine on. And yeah, they look pretty good. I mean, it's kind of hard to see for you guys on here. I'll try and get maybe some better video of it later. But they look like the top row and the middle row of the Invaders. No lower row of the arcade Space Invaders, but that's okay. And we have the joystick. The joystick moves in all four directions because it's probably same exact console as the Pac-Man. We do need 4 directions, but in Space Invaders, it's only going to be left and right. Again, it's very easy to hold it like this and move your joystick left and right, and with your fire buttons on here. Now, they put the fire button here. This is going to be a start button. I might have liked actually this way, but I'll survive. Let's start it and try it out. Well, like the Pac-Man game before, the sound effects are spot on. And I've seen many plug-and-play TV units where the sound's usually the worst part. Here, Space Invaders in the arcade was black and white, so this is really not too bad. They could have maybe put some colored cellophane that may have... oh, that sounds really good. The arcade had black and white graphics, and they used color cellophane on the early units to simulate color. But I gotta say, the Space Invaders one, I'm just liking a little bit more, only because the Invaders, and I am wrong, they do have all 3 layers of the Space Invaders in here. They weren't showing it before, I don't know why, but there is the 3 separate aliens from the arcade game in here represented. Sound effects are excellent. And I don't know if you can hear that low beat because it's kind of low, but they had the actual marching beat of the aliens. It's actually really good. This one I'm enjoying more only because it's a simpler machine and it's easier to copy on this 2-color LCD type display. Yeah, and then when they begin, there's only the 2 types of aliens. The center aliens with the arms that go up and down, and the top aliens. I guess when they get lower, they simply added in the 3rd layer of the last alien at the bottom, which I guess is okay. Again, because of these type of displays, they are very limited as to what they can do. But I'm digging this one. The joystick is very responsive. Same with the Pac-Man. The joystick was very responsive. It was just me playing bad, trying to look through my viewfinder. There you go. So there's 3 layers of the aliens. That's kind of neat. My bunkers get destroyed slowly. So, for a couple bucks, now Walmart wanted, I think, like $18 for this, and I've seen it at Toys R Us for $19. That'd be up to you. I mean, if it was definitely around $10, no brainer, pick it up. $5, pick up a few and modify it. At about $19, for me, yes, because I think this is kind of neat. But you can't be buying this, I would think, for like getting large gameplay out of it. It's more nostalgia. And for $20, it's kind of like up to you. But if at half that price, at 15 or $10, definitely below $10, absolute no-brainer pickup. I'm gonna definitely play this more after the video. This one I'm really digging the Space Invaders. More so the Pac-Man. Again, just because the Pac-Man, the graphics had to be a little bit better to match the arcade feel. But this really picks it up right here. This is really nice. I came to destroy my bunker. Let's do it again. So I'm going to get hit again. See the sound effect when I get hit. All the sounds are dead on. It does give you what level you're playing. I'm in level 3. And I'm going to let these guys come... Ooh, I was going to let them come down, but I think I just got killed. So, yeah, this one's actually really nice. I'm digging the Space Invader one a little bit more, but that was also my favorite in the arcade, Space Invaders, more so than Pac-Man. So, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. Maybe you'll go out and pick this up yourself. If you do find it even cheaper than I did at about $17, let me know, because I probably would want to pick up a couple and maybe modify them with the Raspberry Pi. It's fun. It's a fun little machine. So if you did like the video, please like, share, tell your friends, subscribe, and leave any comments down below. Again, I really appreciate you guys taking a look at my videos, and I appreciate everyone who has subscribed. And everyone, game on. Have a great day.